Welcome to season 2 of the Coaches Show. I'm Brian Stanley. This is Prep Sports Network. And joining me for season 2 is Terrance Harris of Your Mission Prep Royals, the men's basketball program, getting ready to gear things up on the hardwood as the Royals small school coach makes that transition from one sport to the next, from football to basketball, as many athletes are in transition, not only from football to basketball, but to other sports as well, Coach. How excited are you right now, Terrance Harris, of getting this basketball program into its new season?
Yeah, I'm very excited. We finally got all of our guys back from football, from cross country. We've got a few guys that are still getting over some, little coughs and sniffles and those kind of things. So hopefully a couple guys traveling for the holidays, but we're close to having everybody in and rolling. Got the season off to a really good start last weekend with the freshman tournament. The JV will play on this Saturday, a couple of games, and then varsity gets cracking next week. So it's finally feeling like a real hoop season is upon us, and it's been a while.
Coach, you come into your 16th season. You have a long list of accolades. To quickly round them up: 15 straight playoff appearances, 9 semifinals, 4 finals, 4 second round appearances in the state playoffs. But last season, Coach, your record fell to a 6-11, a sub 500 record for the first time in a while within the program. How does this program turn around from that, coming out of the COVID year, and get back to its success that it's used to?
Yeah, last year was an interesting year. 6-11. I feel like I know it's the first time in a long time. It might have only been the second time in my career that we've had a sub 500 record. If I remember correctly, the other time we had one, we actually ended up going to the CIF finals. It was just one of those wacky years. But last year, to answer directly, the way we get back is practice. I took an approach last year of really trying to build up the guys mentally and emotionally, and just a lot of our staying together was just having team conversations, team dynamic stuff. We did not spend a lot of time working out. We did not spend a lot of time on the basketball court leading up to the season. Quite frankly, we didn't think we were going to have a season. So when it was go time for a season, we started off, just really trying to get the young guys as much experience as we could, while giving the seniors their opportunity to play as well. But certainly we're playing with the long term in mind. I almost treated it as a summer. And we simply didn't have a big run up to the season, and it showed. Like, it came back to bite us. That's a team that needed to prepare and practice. And we just didn't have a lot of opportunity to do so. Plus a 10-day shutdown in the middle of the season for quarantine. So it is what it is. I'm happy with the fact that some of our young guys got a lot of experience, got a lot of good practice in, got to play some games. They've been hungry. So we got in the weight room this summer, spent a great time working fundamentals this summer. During the fall, spent a lot of time working on, again, more fundamentals, shooting, weights. And now we've got the whole team dynamic back. And I think you'll see a competitive bunch on the court this year. I can't tell you what our record's going to be, but I'm pretty confident we'll have a very competitive bunch out there.
Well, let's hope you can keep that playoff streak alive and get it to 16 appearances in a row in your 16th season, Coach. Leading things off, you got Bradshaw Christian, the Pride, at St. Joseph High School, part of Hoops at the Coast, kicking things off on December 3rd, the Friday. Talk about that opening matchup against the Pride with that 7 p.m. tip-off in a neutral position.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I haven't gotten a whole lot of insight about their squad. I know they had a similar record as us last year, sub 500 season. A team that doesn't appear to have a ton of size. But honestly, we've just been trying to make sure we've got the install on our side. have our guys knowing, understanding how we want to play, our strengths and our weaknesses. We'll start on Tuesday, really prepping for Bradshaw Christian, and determining a little bit more about how we'll play defensively against that squad. But for the most part, we're focused on us. The old Doc Jensen phrase, they got to worry about us. We just got to take care of business. So again, just having the run up, the football players, just getting back. Some of the guys out of cross country, just getting back. This has really been the first week where we've had the majority of the guys in the program here, present, healthy. So we're really focused on trying to get our installs in and making sure that our guys are prepared to play the way that we want to play as best we can.
And then I have a question about game 2 on the schedule.
Yeah.
Is this a game that was scheduled based on your getting bounced out of the playoffs by Central Fresno, or is this just kind of a happen so and a by chance type of game?
Yeah, they just happened to be one of the squads that responded to the call out for Hoops on the Coast, but we are certainly happy to play them. They knocked us out of the playoffs last year. They were the better team, quite frankly. And we're looking forward to a chance to get back and compete. Look, they're one of the, they've been a steady in the Central section for the last several years. They've been a standard in basketball for the last 5-6 years at least, and in football. They've had squads winning state championships or CIF championships in football and going to or winning CIF championships in basketball as well. So I look forward to the opportunity to get back and play the Grizz. They gave it to us pretty good last year. I'm confident that we will, again, get out and compete. I'm not calling shots or calling wins, but I'm confident we'll be ready to get out there and compete against those guys. So they took it to Paso Robles yesterday. I saw, I think, a 97-20 score, something along those lines. So
that is
same old Central. Yeah,
that is a rough one. So to recap, you open on the road at a neutral site, St. Joseph High School, for Friday, December 3rd, live on PrepSportsNetworks.com, a 7 p.m. tip-off. And then Saturday, you open at home, your home opener against Central Grizzlies from Fresno, Saturday the 4th at 5 p.m. tip-off, again, live on PrepSportsNetworks.com. Coach, let's talk about the roster real quick. You got a couple key returners and a couple highlights of newcomers coming to the roster. Key returners, we got Grant Callahan coming back, along with Jude Callahan, David Andrade, and a number of others. Let's talk about how these are impact players that are going to help this season be more of a success.
Yeah. Again, when we started off the spring season, we didn't even know that we were told there was going to be no playoffs, similarly to football. So again, we were treating it almost like a summer. We wanted to just play and get experience. And these are the guys we were hoping to get experience, Grant Callahan, getting varsity minutes that he hadn't had prior, getting a Jude Callahan quality varsity minutes and getting him a chance to prep to be somebody who can kind of lead the team. Landon Smith has really emerged for us as a leader. He just emerged as a leader, a guy who does things the right way, who works hard, always present, leads them in the weight room, leads them on the floor. And I think, again, a lot of that was the opportunity to get some of that experience and confidence last spring. Same with Cole Jenkins. These are guys. This is a guy that's one of just a blue collar worker. Fits the brand, fits the standard. Somebody that we want to have. We want to have as many guys as possible working like a Cole Jenkins, right? So my hope is that the experience from the spring, even though we didn't win a lot of games, those reps were really critical to understand the speed and the intensity of the varsity level. That gives them a chance to feel like they're stepping into the court with experience as juniors, as opposed to seeing the bright lights of a Central or the Christmas Classic or something like that for the first time, right? They've played against some good comp. they'll be ready to go. Grant Callahan probably as a returner, he was probably the leading returner in terms of stats. Grant scored it pretty consistently for us last year. He shoots it very consistently. He's a big, tough kid, and we're going to rely on him pretty heavily. And then David Andrade, I'm really excited about having David out there, having him healthy. He was not healthy last year. He played spot minutes in a couple of our last 3 games, I think, but we really didn't get a chance to see him. He didn't practice very much, but he's a good player. He's a good athlete. He's a tough kid. He's going to help us tremendously. So really excited about what he brings to the table.
And then you have 2 additions, 2 names I'm very familiar with coming from the football field, J.J. Howard and Aiden Dolan.
Yeah.
These are additions that in the pre-show you were very excited to bring up. So
yeah,
let's talk about that excitement and what these 2 are going to bring to the hardwood.
Yeah, intangibles. They both bring size, they bring speed, and athleticism to the court. But I'll tell you, JJ Howard has an opportunity to be a real special player. He's a smart player. He understands the game very well. He's a hardworking young man, and he's talented. So he's a player that we're going to look to be a key for our program. And I think the guys are excited to have him. He is a kid who grew up here, went away for a couple of years, and has been, he and his mother have been able to move back to the coast, and we're excited to have him in the program. He was a big addition to the football program. He'll be a big addition to the basketball program, but more importantly, he's a big addition to our school. He's just a real good kid. He is a leader on and off the floor. And he's a sweet kid. He's a nice kid, and people gravitate towards him. So I think he's also been good to have roaming the halls at the school. We're excited about him.
And Coach, you have 2 tournaments coming up. The return of the Christmas Classic. Prep Sports Network's the exclusive streaming provider for that. We're going to carry every game live with a select number of games with play-by-play added to them to ramp up the excitement there. And then you got the Pasadena tournament right after Christmas. So your kids get a little double treat of a little hometown style tournament, and then they get to go on the road for a nice little tournament in Pasadena. Talk about these 2 tournaments and how they're going to help your program right in the middle of league.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're not afraid to play a tough schedule, and that's what you're seeing with the Christmas Classic and South Pasadena. In terms of the Christmas Classic, man, I'm really excited. We're kind of back in a position where it's we've got some high quality basketball coming to the coast. We'll start with the local teams. St. Joe is preseason top 25 in the state, I think, by Cal High Sports. They'll be here. Atascadero went to CIF finals last year. That's the other local team that we have this year. So they'll look to be competitive, and we're hoping to have again a bounce back year and really be able to compete. In terms of other teams from outside of the area, we've got Bishop Montgomery, a mainstay, who's coming back again, always a top team in the state. We've got Capital Christian, who was one of the premier teams. They played St. Joe to a 1-point game last year, I think, at St. Joe, but a mainstay in terms of Northern California quality programs. Heritage Christian, man, Heritage Christian is good. They're one of the top teams in the state, one of the top teams in the Valley out in LA. As well as Saugus, another team that's out there who's going to be able to compete. And then you look, and that's not the extent of the great teams. I'm excited about this tournament because we've got some high quality teams coming, including guys like Independence from Bakersfield, Clovis North, who will be top teams in the central section. Then you look out of state, and we've got probably the highest profile team from out of state is Seattle Prep. They are one of the preseason rankings. They're top 50, one of the top 50 teams in the country. I can't remember their number, but they're a nationally recognized program.
And they're
no shortage. Right? Yes, they're here. They're returning. I think I can't remember their point guard's name, but they've got a point guard who was just a sophomore the last time they were here, and he was a terror then. And I'm looking forward to see what he looks like as a senior. But the talent, the scope of talent in the tournament this year is going to be good. It'll be some good basketball. If you're a true hoop fan, you will be spoiled. It doesn't get any easier after our tournament either. You know, we're going to go to South Pasadena, and we're going to be playing in a tournament with schools like Campbell Hall, Bishop Montgomery will be there. South Pasadena's got a really good squad. Calabasas is a historically good program down there. Shadow Mountains coming from Arizona, so we're going to be in the thick of it. But that's what Mission Prep basketball aspires to be, is one of the top programs. And if you're going to be at the top, you got to play the top. We got to play at a level that we expect to achieve at.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing.
And that's how you maintain that level. You can always play the underdogs and get there, but you don't maintain the level once you're there. But if you play the top dogs to get there, then you maintain the level once you're there.
That's right. A lot of these kids come here to play like they come here to play a quality schedule.
Yeah.
And that's something we want to deliver. And you know, the way that this works out too, it's like you win, great. You lose, hopefully you learn, and hopefully we're as good as we can be for our league. And then given the way the playoffs work now, we'll see where that puts us in a playoff run. And you know, we won't be underprepared in terms of a competition. By the time we get to the end of the season, we will have seen just about any and every style you can imagine. We'll be prepared.
Well, Coach, I'm hoping to be at every game this year, every tournament game down the road. It's going to be a great year, Coach. I can't wait to see you guys back on the hardwood. Thank you for joining me for your first coaches show. My final question is how'd you enjoy it?
Oh, it's good to be back with you, Brian. I mean, I'm looking forward to the season. It's great to be able to get a chance to just sit and chat hoops with you again. It'd be good to have you back in the building and on the road with us. So looking forward to it. And I'm happy to have been here. Thanks for having me, bud.
Season kicks off Friday, December 3rd at St. Joseph High School against the Bradshaw Christian, the Pride, 7 p.m. tip-off. You can go live or you can watch it with PrepSportsNetworks.com. For Terrance Harris, Chris Sylvester, I'm Brian Stanley. Thank you for joining us. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.